Beneath the veil of silence where heaven listens closely to every whisper of the heart, Archangel Michael descends with a word that shakes the ground beneath your soul. He says to you, "Child of God, open your spirit, for the truth that was hidden in the dark is now being brought into the light." Heaven has been watching the pages of your life being turned not by your own hand, but by the secret intentions of those who smiled in your face while stabbing you in the unseen realm. Someone pretended to love you, they embraced you with words of comfort, but in their secret moments they wrote a deal with shadows, trading your trust for their selfish gain. Yet heaven says, this cannot remain hidden, for the name is now exposed in the halls of eternity. You have wondered why certain doors in your life closed without explanation, why relationships that once seemed strong began to crumble, why nights felt heavier with a silence that had no reason. It was because an agreement was made in secret, behind your back, when your spirit trusted blindly. But Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear, child, for God Himself signed a counter-decree. What was stolen from you will not remain in their hands." The plot of betrayal has reached its expiration, and the truth will now walk into your life clothed in fire. Heaven has been patient, allowing time to reveal the heart, but today is the day when exposure becomes your deliverance. Look within your memories, you will see the moments where they acted as if they cherished your presence, but their eyes told a different story, a flicker of envy hidden behind smiles, a hunger for what belonged to you, a quiet competition where there should have been pure love. This is the person heaven speaks of. Their name has echoed in secret courts above, their actions weighed on the scales of divine justice. Archangel Michael declares, "Enough is enough." The name is being spoken aloud in heaven, and today your ears will begin to discern who it is. The deal they made was not signed on paper, but in the spirit. They exchanged loyalty for opportunity, truth for lies, and your trust for their advancement. Yet what they failed to understand is that heaven never allows betrayal to write the final chapter. God says, "Your story is mine to finish, not theirs. They may have written a chapter in the shadows, but I hold the ending in my hands." And the ending is not tragedy, it is triumph. It is restoration. It is the blessing that flows when the betrayer is exposed and the faithful one is lifted. As these words reach you, something inside of you begins to stir, a memory, a suspicion, a feeling you buried because you did not want to believe it. But heaven confirms, yes, your spirit was correct. You sensed it, but love made you blind. Now love will no longer cover what must be revealed. Archangel Michael is tearing the veil off, and the hidden is being brought into sight. The tears you cried alone were not wasted, for heaven collected them and wrote them into the evidence that now speaks against the one who betrayed you. Pause and let this truth flow through you. You are not crazy for feeling what you felt, you are not weak for trusting, you are not foolish for loving deeply. You are chosen, and chosen ones often carry betrayal as a sign that their destiny is weighty. But God says, this betrayal will not destroy you, it will crown you. Every deal made against you in secret is now overturned, every false smile is now erased, every hand that reached into your life to take what was yours is now cut off. The heavens are speaking louder now, and Archangel Michael's sword is drawn. He says, "Child, you will see the name rise before you. Not in rumor, not in confusion, but in clarity. The mask they wore is breaking apart, and the world will know them for who they truly are. This is not to shame you, but to free you. This is not to break your heart, but to mend it with truth. For what is truth, if not the light that heals the wound lies created? Heaven whispers again, do not weep over what is revealed. Do not fear what is exposed. For what was kept from you was never meant to hold you. What betrayed you cannot bless you. What lied to you cannot love you. And what plotted against you cannot walk into your future. This message is heaven's proof that you are guarded, cherished, and lifted. You are not abandoned. You are not unloved. You are not forgotten. God Himself leans in now and says, "My child, I allowed this exposure because your destiny requires clean hands and clear vision. You cannot carry snakes into the garden of your promise. You cannot walk with traitors into the palace I prepared for you. The deal made behind your back was the final straw. I am rewriting your story from this very moment. Watch and see, in the days ahead, their true face will appear, and you will know beyond doubt who they are. And when you know, heaven instructs, do not retaliate, do not curse them, do not hold bitterness. For your rise is their fall, and your blessing is their exposure. The greatest revenge heaven allows is the peace you will walk in while their lies crumble to dust. Archangel Michael promises to fight this battle, and he has already lifted your name in the courts of justice above. So take courage, beloved. Someone pretended to love you, but their deal has now been shattered. Heaven has spoken their name, and though you may not yet hear it on earth, you will soon. And when you do, you will stand not as the broken one, but as the chosen one. Not as the betrayed, but as the crowned. Not as the victim, but as the victor. For the voice of heaven has declared it, and Archangel Michael has sealed it with fire. Archangel Michael leans closer now, his voice carrying the weight of eternity. Child of God, do not think it was your weakness that attracted their betrayal, it was your greatness. Snakes do not bite barren ground, they appear in gardens that are full of fruit. You are the garden heaven planted, and because your destiny carries fragrance, they came pretending to water it, while secretly desiring to uproot it. But God says, fear not, for your fruit is untouchable. Their secret hand cannot pluck what my hand has sealed. Heaven shows the picture of nights when you wrestled with confusion. You could not understand why someone who claimed to love you felt heavy in your spirit. Why joy around them turned into questions. Why the peace in your soul became troubled whenever they came close. Those were not just random feelings, those were signals. Archangel Michael says, your spirit discerned before your mind accepted. You knew, but you suppressed it. Now heaven is confirming it. That person stood before you with promises of loyalty, but behind your back they negotiated with envy. They wanted what was yours but did not want to walk the path you walked. They wanted the crown but not the cross, the glory but not the sacrifice. And so, in their hunger, they forged a deal with shadows. They exchanged your trust for whispers in dark corners. But God says, every whisper they uttered is now a trumpet blast in heaven's courtroom. Nothing remains hidden where I reign. The angels record every act, and Archangel Michael holds the scroll that carries your tears, your patience, your silent prayers. Those tears are not wasted ink, they are divine evidence. Every tear cried became a testimony against them, every sigh of your heart became a witness. And heaven has now ruled, the betrayer's season is over. The name that once hid behind masks is revealed in the chambers of eternity. You may not hear it yet in the natural, but you will feel the shift. Suddenly, conversations will expose, faces will reveal, truths will slip out, and the disguise will collapse. Do not be afraid of knowing the truth. For truth is a key, not a weapon. It does not come to harm you, it comes to free you. The truth may sting at first, but soon it will heal. God says, would you rather walk in illusions or live in reality blessed by my hand? This exposure is my mercy. I remove the veil so that your destiny can walk without chains. Archangel Michael says, child, the very deal they signed against you has backfired. They thought their secret would empower them, but it has weakened them. They thought hiding the truth would delay your rise, but it has accelerated it. The fire of exposure does not burn you, it burns the lies that tried to cage you. Now listen, because heaven is giving you instruction. When the name is revealed, do not chase them, do not demand answers, do not seek apology. God says, your vindication is not in their words, it is in my hands. I will show the world who they truly are. Their downfall will be public, but your restoration will be glorious. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold for pieces of silver, abandoned in a pit. They thought his story ended in that pit. But heaven had written another chapter. Joseph rose to a palace while those same brothers bowed in regret. This is your story. The one who betrayed you will watch as you rise into the very place they tried to block. They will see your table prepared in the presence of your enemies, and no deal in the dark can cancel a decree signed in light. Beloved, heaven says, your name is being announced in rooms where your feet have not yet stepped. Blessings are being prepared with your face upon them. Doors are opening, not because of who betrayed you, but because of who defends you. This betrayal was only an arrow pointing you toward your true destiny. The lies they told about you will fade like dust, but the truth of who you are will shine like gold refined in fire. Archangel Michael lifts his sword and declares, I have cut off the cords they tied behind your back. I have broken the agreement they made in the unseen. I have nullified the curses spoken in secret. You are free, and your tomorrow is untouched. Heaven warns you not to look back too long. Do not spend years asking why. The why is already answered, because your destiny was too bright for them to handle. They could not carry the weight of your calling, so instead they tried to break it. But what they broke was their own path, not yours. God says, my child, you will never walk empty because of what they did. You will walk full because of what I will now release. Even now, angels are gathering around your name. Blessings that were delayed are rushing forward. Relationships that were hindered are being freed. Opportunities that were blocked are being unlocked. Every place their false love touched is being cleansed by heaven's hand. And heaven repeats, the name has been spoken. Soon you will know. And when you do, smile, not because betrayal feels good, but because justice has arrived. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword blazing, declaring, "You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are lifted. Walk boldly, for the light has exposed the dark, and heaven has sealed your victory." The heavens are still speaking, and Archangel Michael steps forward once more. His eyes are filled with fire, not of anger, but of holy justice. He says, "Beloved child, every thread of deceit woven against you is now unraveling. The deal that was made in secret is now trembling under the weight of heaven's truth. The one who pretended to love you thought their mask would last forever, but the light of God has struck, and no mask can survive where divine fire burns." You must understand this: betrayal is not always loud. Sometimes it wears silence like perfume. Sometimes it walks gently, pretending to be tender, while hiding daggers in the heart. But heaven does not judge by smiles or words. Heaven reads the intentions that lie beneath. That is why today the truth is louder than the false laughter you once heard. The mask has cracked. The deal is void. The name is spoken in heaven's courtroom, and soon it will echo on earth. God whispers, "My child, your discernment was right. The discomfort you felt was not weakness, it was warning. You felt uneasy because your spirit saw what your eyes could not. You doubted yourself, but today I remove that doubt. What you sensed was true. They were never with you fully. Their lips said, 'I love you,' but their heart said, 'I envy you.' Their embrace was not affection but camouflage. But no camouflage lasts forever under my gaze." Archangel Michael lifts the scroll where your name is written in fire. He says, "Heaven has drawn a line today. The line separates the genuine from the counterfeit, the loyal from the pretender, the chosen from the snake. And child, you are chosen. That is why betrayal had to find you, because chosen ones often carry crowns too heavy for ordinary loyalty. But chosen ones also carry heaven's shield, and no dagger can pierce that protection. Think of Jesus at his Last Supper. The table was filled with love, yet betrayal sat in the corner. Judas dipped his hand in the same bowl, but his heart was already in another place. He smiled, but his deal had already been signed. And yet, even his betrayal could not stop the cross, and even the cross could not stop the resurrection. This is your portion. Their deal cannot end your destiny. Their betrayal cannot silence your future. Their exposure is only the stage for your elevation. God says, "Do not be afraid of who it is. When the name rises, you will not collapse in sorrow, you will stand in strength. For the revelation is not sent to break you, but to free you. To release you from false ties, to untangle you from unhealthy bonds, to lift you into the place where pure love will meet you. What they pretended to give, heaven will now give in truth. Where they pretended to care, heaven will now send genuine hands to carry you. Where they pretended to stand with you, heaven will now surround you with people who see your value and never trade it away." Archangel Michael declares, "I have already struck the ground on your behalf. The false agreement is ashes. The chain they tried to tie has snapped. The altar they raised against your name has been overturned. Your destiny is no longer delayed. You are stepping into the acceleration of heaven." And in this very moment, the Spirit whispers, "Let go of the illusion. Embrace the exposure. For what is coming next requires your heart to be light and free. Yes, it may sting to realize the truth. Yes, it may wound you to see the name. But beyond the sting is healing, and beyond the wound is restoration. Heaven never reveals without replacing. Heaven never takes without giving more. Heaven never exposes without preparing a crown. Remember this: the same person who smiled in your face and sold your trust in the shadows has already been weighed. They thought their false deal would prosper them, but it has become a snare. They thought betraying you would elevate them, but it has only marked their fall. For heaven's justice never misses. You may not have seen their conversations, but heaven recorded every word. You may not have known their intentions, but heaven judged every thought. And now, their chapter in your life is ending. God says, "My child, stand firm." Soon their name will no longer hold weight in your world. Soon the name will be irrelevant, while your own name is being lifted in places you have never entered. The exposure is not about them, it is about you. It is the cleansing of your path, the clearing of your future, the preparation of your destiny. So, do not waste your tears on what is dying. Save your tears for what is being born. Do not waste your time chasing apologies. Spend your time embracing the blessings now being unlocked. For the betrayer has signed their own ending, but you are stepping into your beginning. Archangel Michael's sword blazes and he concludes, "You are defended. You are shielded. You are lifted. Walk forward, beloved child, for heaven has exposed the false and sealed the true. The one who pretended to love you is unmasked, and the one who truly loves you is walking beside you." The sound of heaven has not grown silent. It continues to move like waves against your spirit, and Archangel Michael stands firmly with his sword drawn, declaring, "Child of God, the exposure has only begun. What was hidden in corners will now be spoken in the open. The name that was whispered in heaven is about to echo in your reality, not to shame you, but to free you. Do not be afraid, for what is revealed will not wound you beyond repair, it will release you into peace you have never known. The truth is this: betrayal was never greater than your destiny. The one who pretended to love you thought their false affection would blind heaven's eyes, but no pretense survives before God. Every mask eventually cracks, every lie eventually collapses, and every deal made in darkness is eventually dragged into the light. The Lord says, "My child, I have watched you love with sincerity while they loved with conditions. I have seen you give fully while they gave partially. I have seen you pray for them while they plotted behind your back. And because you loved in truth, I will now vindicate you in truth." There were moments when you could not understand why your heart felt heavy after conversations that seemed normal. You could not explain why peace left when their presence entered. You doubted yourself, but heaven was signaling you. God says, you were not imagining it, that heaviness was the Holy Spirit protecting you. That unease was the alarm in your soul. You ignored it because of your love, but I will not allow you to ignore it anymore. Archangel Michael opens a scroll, and upon it your name is written in letters of light. He says, "This is why the betrayal cannot prosper, because your name belongs to God. No deal can cancel what heaven has sealed. No shadow can erase what eternity has written. Their secret bargain is already dust, for the one who holds the scroll has already declared your victory." Beloved, listen carefully. You must not let the revelation of their name turn your heart bitter. God says, "I am not exposing this to harden you, I am exposing this to heal you. Do not let anger take root where I am planting peace. Do not let revenge consume where I am building restoration. Your reward is not in their downfall, your reward is in my lifting hand." Remember Joseph once more. When his brothers betrayed him, their names were exposed not to destroy them, but to show the greatness of the plan. They bowed in regret, but Joseph stood in forgiveness. And because he forgave, his crown shone brighter. This is the posture heaven is asking of you. You will see the truth, you will feel the sting, but you will rise higher because you will not let bitterness steal your blessing. The one who betrayed you did not know that heaven was watching. They thought their silence was enough to hide, but heaven heard every conversation. They thought their smile was enough to deceive, but heaven saw every intention. They thought their closeness was enough to convince you, but heaven measured the distance in their heart. And heaven has now spoken, the season of their pretense is over. The season of your clarity has begun. Archangel Michael says, do not worry about the outcome. Do not fear what will happen when the name is revealed. For I will walk with you. I will guard your steps. I will silence the enemy's voice. You will not collapse under this truth, you will soar. And God adds, you will not just know who betrayed you, you will also know who truly stands with you. For exposure works in both directions. As I reveal the false, I will highlight the true. As I remove the pretender, I will raise the loyal. As I silence the betrayer, I will send the comforter.